I'm Brian Wilson, Burnett County Judge. I now call this meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, and the time is now 9 o'clock. We are located at 220 South Pierce Street holding this meeting. It's on the second floor courtroom. I now call agenda item number 2, invocation and pledges. Please join us together in prayer. I ask Mr. Eric Chasteen, an elder at Hill Country Fellowship, to please come to the lectern and ask God's blessings upon this, on our Burnett County and on this meeting.
Good morning, Court. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege of gathering today and for the blessing of serving here in Burnett County. Lord, we lift up our elected officials and all who hold public responsibility. Grant them wisdom, integrity, and discernment as they make decisions that are lawful, just, and aligned with the duties entrusted to them under the laws of the state of Texas. We pray for our county employees who faithfully serve across every department. Strengthen and protect them as they support the work of this county each day. And we lift up the citizens of every precinct. May their needs be understood, their voices respected, and their well-being reflected in the decisions made here. Lord Jesus, guide this Commissioner's Court with prudence, humility, and unity. May every action today be rooted in truth and a genuine desire to serve our community well. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Thank you.
So now I'm going to ask Mr. Thomas McAnally to lead us in the pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, Mr. McAnally. Okay, I'm going to take one thing out of order this morning. I call agenda item number 5 to discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding approving the resolution of appreciation to honor the Eagle Scout candidate Thomas Ryan McAnally for his service to the historic Stringtown Cemetery. I have members of the Historical Society that will do a presentation. I'll read the resolution in just a moment. Just state your name for the record and talk about the project.
Okay. Leila Gore, I'm the grant coordinator for the Stringtown Cemetery, and I am a member of the Historic Commission here in Burnett County. We had in our last year of the grant that we got from the state, and we are redoing or bringing it up to date, the Stringtown Cemetery. And we were approached by this young man and his family wanting to help us out and do that as his Eagle Scout project. And it is a marvelous thing that they have done for us, because we got a parking lot now that was donated by the Downeys in addition to the cemetery. And but we had all these trees and trash that was in between the parking lot area and the cemetery. And he and his family and several other scouts were out there and helped us get a lot of the trees out of the way. And they got a chipper and chipped up all of them and made us a walkway. And then the Jason, and all of a sudden I've forgotten their last name. Okay, Jason Kuchler family from Bertram had a couple of bench ends, well it was 4 actually, for 2 benches that belonged to his great-grandfather, and they had just been out behind the barn, and they said if you can use them, we'd be more than happy to donate them. And so they gave those, and the scouts and everybody put those together into 2 brand-new benches that they've got in a little side area of the walkway. And they're beautiful benches that they've made out of these. All they had was the ends. They made the bench then. And so it's really, really nice, and we feel that we're in a much better place now. So we will get this finished by September and have a dedication there too.
Okay,
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
We would like to thank Mr. Coyer for fitting in
Go ahead and come on up if you don't mind. State your name for the record and
Thomas McNally. We'd like to thank Mr. Commissioner Collier for putting in a culvert in a timely manner, because without that, we wouldn't be able to do anything with the project at all.
Okay.
We wouldn't be able to get any chipper in there, nothing, no vehicles, because it was just too deep to get anything in there, but with him, we got it done. So I appreciate it.
okay. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the project before I read the resolution?
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, why don't you just give us a brief overview of what all you did so we accepted this donation, the county accepted the donation a few months ago, earlier this year, and so you took it upon yourself as your project?
Yes, sir.
What was your goal?
My goal originally was to clean up the cemetery, but then we figured out they wanted to do a whole bunch of surveying and all that to figure out if there are graves there, and so they didn't want us to move anything in there, because if there's a little tiny rock that has an engraving on it, you wouldn't know, because you can't see the engravings because it's so worn. So we didn't do much in there, but we did, the parking lot next to it was just full of trees, cedar, like all it was dead, just all tattered up in there. So we had to pull it all out, cut it all down, all sorts of stuff like that, and then we chipped it up, turned it into a walkway, 2 birds, 1 stone, all the paper chippings, got them right there. So we did that, and we got the benches, got the parking lot mowed, and fence lines cleared. We have another Eagle Scout that's going to be coming up. That's going to be doing another project there, hopefully soon, on doing the fence, putting a whole new fence in. So we hope that gets done, which should.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you never know.
But it's honoring Texas history, and we really appreciate what you've done here.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
One other thing that I didn't mention, I don't think you did, but they did go through the cemetery, and everywhere there was an indentation, they put a little flag to help us locate the unmarked graves that
Okay.
are in that cemetery.
All right.
So we very muchly appreciate them and their
All right, thank you.
everybody.
All right, I'll go ahead and read this resolution. Resolution of appreciation honoring Eagle Scout candidate Thomas Ryan McAnally for his service and dedication to the historic Stringtown Cemetery. Whereas the Burnett County Commissioners Court recognizes the importance of community service and volunteerism in preserving the county historical and cultural landmarks, and whereas Stringtown Cemetery, located in Burnett County, stands as one of the few remaining physical reminders of the historical Stringtown Freedom Colony, a settlement founded by formerly enslaved African Americans following the Civil War, and serves as a vital link to the county's heritage. And whereas Eagle Scout candidate Thomas Ryan McAnally, as part of his requirements towards earning the rank of Eagle Scout, demonstrated exemplary leadership, initiative, and civic commitment through a project benefiting the Stringtown Cemetery. And whereas Mr. McAnally planned, organized, and led volunteers in the clearing of the underbrush and creation of walking trails and the construction of benches to enhance access, safety, and visitor experience at this historic site. And whereas his dedication, attention to detail, and respect for the cemetery's historical significance reflect the highest ideals of scouting and community stewardship. And whereas the Commissioners Court wishes to express its gratitude to Mr. McNally for his contributions to the preservation and beautification of Burnett County landmark, and to commend him for his leadership and service to others. Now therefore be it resolved that the Burnett County Commissioners Court hereby extends its sincere appreciation to Thomas Ryan McAnally for his outstanding service to the citizens of Burnett County and for his role in preserving its history and the dignity of Stringtown Cemetery. Adopted this the 25th day of November 2025 by the order of the Burnett County Commissioners Court, signed by each of us.
Move for adoption.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that that we adopt this resolution. Is there any public comment? Okay, seeing no public comment, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same no. Motion passes. Give it a knock. Yes. We're going to take a minute and go ahead and set aside our chairs and take a picture with you, Mr. McAnally and the Historic Commission. And the family, too, please. Just right here. Yeah. Y'all gonna have to come down across the front here, shorter ones out front.
That's Grandma.
Some people over here too. Leland, come over here.
Okay, I'll get them here.
You'll need to scoot over. Yeah, or make 2 rows or. This is French. They have to stand on the podium.
All right.
Grandmother got to come.
Well, that's certainly fun. Very proud of you. All right. I call agenda item number 3, public comments. Public comments pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.007 and the Burnett County Commissioners Court Rules of Decorum. Any person may make comment on an item not appearing on the agenda. Any comments made will not be deliberated on by this Commissioners Court during this public comment agenda item. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. Are there any public comments?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Claire Nybro. I am a voter, a taxpayer, and someone who has been fighting for transparency on the proposed Encore LCRA transmission line project since June 12th, 2025. In those 5.5 months, our community has forced real movement. Burnett County has passed a resolution in opposition. Thank you, Commissioners, for that. Llano County stood with us. 2 active petitions now carry 2,492 verified signatures. Town halls have been packed. Burnett County has spent at least $20,000 on outside counsel Margaret Pemberton to fight the project. And most importantly, Encore and LCRA have delayed their PUC filing to March 2026, citing, quote, substantial public feedback, unquote. That delay proves one thing: public voices matter. So on November 20th, when Randy Levitt quoted me between $1,678 and $3,027 just to see 6 months of the county's own emails about this project, it felt like a slap in the face to every landowner who is terrified of losing their home. If the county is not willing to either waive the fees entirely pursuant to Government Code Chapter 552.267, or provide paper copies at a reasonable cost, and a reasonable cost is no more than $100, then I publicly request, as part of my existing public information request, that the county immediately do one of two things the law plainly allows. Number one, post every responsive record on the county website for all citizens to see, or number two, make the records available for free in-person inspection at the courthouse by appointment to anyone who wants to view them. Burnett County residents whose homes, farms, and ranches could be taken by eminent domain deserve complete and total disclosure, not a multi-thousand-dollar paywall. The PUC filing delay proves public voices matter. So, Commissioners, it's time to get the records out. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Mia Surratt, and I live on County Road 203 in Precinct 2. I am here today as a concerned landowner and a member of the Hill Country Land and Legacy Alliance to voice our continuing concerns regarding the 765 kilovolt transmission lines proposed for our county, known as the Bell County East to Big Hill Project. I want to begin by expressing my sincere appreciation to the court for adding the updated information page on the Burnett County website and for placing the banner prominently on the homepage. Nearly every Burnett County resident I've spoken with, particularly those outside the immediate study area, have been unaware of this project, or at least unaware of its true scale and impact. This additional visibility on the county website is an important step towards ensuring residents can become informed and able to advocate for their community before their opportunity to do so has passed. I do have one additional suggestion regarding the webpage. If possible, I would encourage adding a direct link to the interactive map on the LCRA project page. The current links exclusively point to the Encore Notice maps, which are very difficult to navigate. While I am confident your team can locate the LCRA map easily, I am more than happy to provide the link using the contact information I've included on the hard copy of the comments. I also found the layout of the webpage a bit challenging to follow, so I've provided a brief suggestion for a clearer, more intuitive structure that may help residents more quickly find the information that they need. I offer this only in the spirit of helping make the page as user-friendly as possible. Outside of these small edits, I have one additional request today, that the court consider placing a formal update on the status of all outstanding community requests on the agenda for the next Commissioners Court meeting. We respectfully request clarification on the court's stance on the following items. Potential intervention in the CCN amendment application docket due in March of 2026. Which I'll just note, as far as I can tell, Encore has delayed their filing, but LCRA has not. So their half of the project may continue at the December application. A budget or strategic plan for broader countywide outreach, including events, social media efforts, mailers, et cetera. Status of outreach to state representatives, consideration of additional resolutions, county pursuit of environmental studies for the proposed project area, county-led coordination with neighboring counties, and plans for fire containment and response related to the proposed transmission line route. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your continued willingness to stand with the citizens of Burnett County in protecting our land, our heritage, and our future. I hope you all have a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving.
You too.
My name is Robert Berry. I am a resident of 2400 County Road 202 in District 2. I am been a resident here in Burnett County since 2019, but a property owner since 2007. I am a participant with the Hill Country Land and Legacy Alliance that is opposed to the Encore LRCA 765 kV G6 power line. But specifically, I wanted to talk about an opportunity I had to attend a CAPCOG Burnett Day meeting last November 17th. And CAPCOG, I know you all know what that is, but for everyone here, that's the Capital Area Council of Government, the Region 12 chapter. Not being an expert on CATCOG, in fact, I didn't even know they existed until I attended this meeting. I found it to be a very interesting process, and it appeared to me that the county works with CAPCOG to access its resources, whether that's with planning services or, and in some cases, perhaps grants and funding. But the reason that I attended that meeting was because I wanted to see if I could learn more on how CAPCOG works with the county, perhaps to address issues or concerns that might be related to this power line. In particular, I had an after presentation conversation with Charles Simon, who's the Regional Planning and Services Director. And in that conversation, he told me that that this was not on their radar yet, that the G6 power line. And so the question in my mind is, not knowing how this whole process works, is that on the county's agenda at some point to see if CAPCOG has resources that can help the county in addressing the issues that will come if and when and if this power line goes through District 2 at some point. After the meeting, I thought a little bit more about the concerns that I have as a county resident, and of course it's been brought up about potential wildfires. According to the U.S. Forest Service data, since 1992, power generation, transmission, and distribution is related to more than 3,600 wildfires in the state of California. Obviously, there are a lot of different issues there, but there is evidence that wildfires should be something we should be considering and thinking about. I would say road repair and maintenance, certainly during the construction periods, will be a concern. Emergency services, potential flooding. You know, the power line easement and management area has potential to create a significant reduction in the underlying land's ability to absorb rainwater, creating significant increase in runoff, erosion, and water quality of our streams and rivers.
Okay, go ahead and finish your last thoughts at the
Okay.
time, Teresa. So.
Oh, okay. So property values are concerned, and I have a comment in here on artificial property value valuation, if you wouldn't mind taking a look at that at some point.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, anyone else?
Morning. John Nelson, ranches of Black Buck Ridge community that will be affected by the I-1 segment of the proposed 765 kV line. I'm not here to give an English lesson, gentlemen, but deceit and deception. Act of causing someone to accept as true or value that which is false or invalid. On Tuesday, October 21st, in the Burnt Pine County Community Center, Public Relations Manager Mike Hogue from the PUCT was fielding questions about the Public Utilities Commission of Texas processes with regards to the proposed 765 kV transmission lines, and the questions surfaced about the power plants and their applications and their subsequent approvals. And it's my belief that Mr. Hogue, whether it was a need-to-know basis and he didn't need to know, used a deceptive method to answer these questions by stating the PUC has nothing to do with these power plants. But on Thursday, November 23rd, the state added to a fast increasing list of plants by announcing a Texas Energy Fund loan agreement in place for a 455 megawatt, $617 million power plant in Northeast Houston. The loan agreement setting up this power plant is the sixth such agreement under the Texas Energy Fund's ERCOT Generation Loan Program conducted between NRG and the Public Utility Commission of Texas. Let me repeat that. This is the sixth such agreement under that fund loan program conducted between NRG and the Public Utility Commission of Texas. So the PUC chairman, Mr. Gleason, said in a release that this fund has now brought in 3,500 milliwatts of power to the state, and several new power plants have been announced in the last few weeks. My family believes in encompassing God's commandments. I will trust and believe in any individual until they prove me otherwise. I would ask the commission to be extremely cautious and don't allow the double tongues at PUC to deceive you into believing that they have nothing to do with power plants. I congratulate Mr. McAnally as well. I wish you all a safe and happy Thanksgiving. We thank you for your continued support, and it's this Santa Claus's wish for the next millennium of Santa's Christmases that I never see these towers materialize. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
Patty Cope, Burnett County voter, taxpayer, interested person. Regarding what I'm hearing on the Encore Power Plant, I'm going to read from Title V of the Texas Government Code. Under the fundamental philosophy of the American constitutional form of representative government that adheres to the principle that government is the servant and not the master of the people, it is the policy of the state that each person is entitled, unless otherwise expressly provided by law, at all times to complete information about the affairs of government and the official acts of public officials and employees. The people, in delegating authority, do not give their public servants the right to decide what is good for the people to know and what is not good for them to know. The people insist on remaining informed so that they may retain control over the instruments they have created. The provisions of this chapter shall be liberally construed to implement this policy. That was subsection A. Subsection B merely repeats the last sentence, and it says, "This chapter shall be liberally construed in favor of granting a request for information." You have people here asking for information, some of which is being obscured, and we need to fix that. Thank you.
Thanks. Greetings again, and early happy Thanksgiving to you. My name is Tom Green, and I again thank you for the opportunity to speak before you this morning. I will be speaking an abridged version of what you have, so bear with me where I skip. I'd like to start with another Winston Churchill quote. It's in your handout. I'm just going to read the first paragraph. When the situation was manageable, it was neglected. And now that it is thoroughly out of hand, we apply too late the remedies which then might have effected a cure. It was May 2nd, 1935. I'd offer that this quote boils down to doing the right thing is rarely done when doing the right thing can make a difference. And we have the opportunity to influence doing the right thing, but it must be done now. Today I'm attempting to build more awareness of a small set of realities of these lines. The sole purpose of these lines is for large loads. The vast majority of these loads will be data centers. The purpose is not to serve us general public consumer ratepayers. In fact, we consumers will underwrite the billions of dollars industries for generations to come. Let's stop there for a moment. We irrevocably are costing consumers for generations for data centers that double in capacity and speed every 3 to 6 months. What? Plus, they get highly favorable utility rates, while we are saddled with the highly unfavorable utility rates. But wait, there's more. The energy production technologies, which will power these demands, are also changing at an unprecedented pace. And most, especially in the modular and microgrid systems, which are already being deployed by the data centers. These solutions create way less net environmental impact. They're nimble and can respond to the rapidly changing needs of the industries, and basically will supplant the obsolete, outdated legacy solutions that are currently being put forward. And in case you are not aware, there are currently about 430 data centers in the state. By 2030, the projection is that there will be 4,000. 254 or so counties in the state, so that's 16 or 17 per county average. They'll be much more highly concentrated along the transmission lines. Burnett County will be getting data centers. So, these lines are bad in every way I can think of. They're bad technically, they're bad economically, they're bad environmentally, they're bad culturally, and they're bad for the Texas consumer.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Appreciate it.
One final thing,
Yeah,
if I may,
go ahead.
please. We lose, this entire state loses big, the billion-dollar industries win again. Other approaches do exist which are win-win, and I implore you to do all that you possibly can to solve these. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any other public comment? Okay. All right, I close public comment. I call agenda item number 4, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the burn ban for the unincorporated areas of Burnett County. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay. I close public comment. Mr. Marcio is out today, and he wrote a very lengthy response, but I think I'll just hit a few highlights. That the conditions over the next week look to bring another chance of rain after the Thanksgiving holiday. The live and dead fuel moisture is staying at or above normal for the next 7 days. The disparities in rainfall between northern portions and the southern portions of the county are going to be the main thing that we're going to have to be paying attention to over the next several days. And the National Weather Service Climate Prediction Center is projecting a decent chance of rain over the next until December 19th. So at this time, Mr. Marcio says, I do not see the need to reestablish the burn ban, but we'll continue to monitor the condition, and we'll keep this on our agendas for the next few weeks. All right. Does anybody want to make a motion or just leave it lie? So, okay. It's Friday afternoon, just a few hours after I lifted that burn ban, I was coming up over the hill and just looked like just myriad of fires all across the horizon. I was like, wow, that's a fast response to that. So, all right, moving on. I call agenda item number 6, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding appointments for committees and boards. The reappointment of Sharon Barclay, Bill Proffer, and Felicia Sanchez to the Emergency Services District Number 2 ESD Board, Commissioner Luther. The reappointment of Bucky Brady to the Emergency Service District Number 3 ESD Board, Commissioner Luther, and then the reappointment of County Judge Brian Wilson and Commissioner Joe Don Dockery to the Capital Area Council on Governments, and the approval to pay the CAPCOG membership fee in the amount not to exceed $2,786.10. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay, close public comment. Do I hear a motion?
I will move for the approval of A, B, and C with the correction of Sharon Barclay, B-A-R-C-L-A-Y.
Okay, that's what I said, I think, but it shows in the agenda as Barclay or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Barclay, but that's correct. Thank you for pointing the time. Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Luther and seconded by Commissioner Byerly to accept this. Is there any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Call agenda item number 7, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the following for the Burnett County Emergency Services District Number 10, ESD 10, to adopt the results of the November 4th, 2025 election and approve, sign, and execute the order establishing the Burnett County ESD 10, and B, authorize Commissioners Precinct 2 to identify, Commissioner Byerly to identify and nominate 5 potential ESD 10 commissioners for consideration during the December 23rd, 2025 Commissioners Court meeting. So, Mr. Shamar, did you want to say something about this?
Yes, Commissioner and Judge, thank you. James Shamard. I live in the Northeast Burnett County area. I'm here to speak in favor of item number 7. Thank you for your work on this and the time you spent helping make this happen with us, the citizens of this area. I'd like to tell you just a real quick story. Just prior to the canvassing of the election, early one morning, my neighbor woke up thinking it was just going to be a normal morning. And a few minutes later, he hit the ground, collapsed, and his wife heard him fall and called 911. Between 4 and 5 minutes later, the fire department arrived to find him not able to use one whole side of his body and suffering from a major stroke. They received a call on the radio in that process letting them know from the ambulance that it was responding from Burnett proper, and it'd be a little over 30 minutes before it arrived. When you have a major stroke, a heart attack, or serious trauma, every minute counts. And this item today changes that response time in that particular situation from over 30 minutes for that ambulance to 5 minutes. I would challenge you to find anything that you will do as commissioners that would have such a significant and profound impact on the lives of the people in this community, greater than item number 7, putting that ambulance out there. So for that, I thank you. This is also going to happen at a time where you've reduced the county tax burden. The homestead exemption has increased, and ESD 8 has improved their ISO rating to the point where the property tax is going, or not the property tax, but the homeowner's insurance, the fire insurance is going to be decreased. So not only is the community getting an ambulance right in their backyard, right there in the 202 square miles where they live, but it's going to do so that has the least possible tax burden on them just because of the timing. So that's all I have. Again, I just wanted to thank you so much for the work you've done on this, and point out just the positive impact it's going to have on our community. Judge, Commissioners, hope y'all have a very happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. All right. Any other public comment? Okay. Close public comment.
I'll move for approval of items 7A and 7B.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved by Commissioner Byerly and seconded by Commissioner Collier. Any further discussions, Commissioner? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Call agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the following for the Burnett County Emergency Services District number 11, ESD 11, to adopt the results of the November 4th, 2025 election and approve, sign, and execute the order establishing Burnett County ESD number 11, authorize Commissioner Precinct 1 to identify and nominate 5 potential ESD 11 commissioners for consideration during the December 23rd, 2025 Commissioners Court meeting. Is there any public comment on this? Okay. I close public comment. Do I have a motion?
I'd move for the approval of A and B.
Second.
Okay. Commissioner Luther has moved and seconded by Commissioner Dockery. Is there any further discussion? I do want to point out on both these ESDs real quick as a point of discussion. So December 23rd, I want you to know that if and I want the public to be aware. So the way the law reads is that we're going to appoint potentially the 5 that are going to be on the 23rd, but then their appointment will expire on January 1st in accordance with state law. And then at whatever the next meeting is, then we have consideration to reappoint for the 1-year and 2-year terms at that time. So all of these appointments will be just for 7 days, if that's what we decide to do. Okay. All right. Anyway, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the approval of bond for Roxanne Nelson, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1. And this is standard operating fair for elected officials in accordance with state law. Is there any public comment on this item? Okay. Close public comment. Do I have
Move
a
for
motion?
approval.
Thank you, Mr.
Second.
Barley. Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Barley, seconded by Commissioner Luther to adopt this motion. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to accept a check from the Lower Colorado River Authority, LCRA, for Burnett County's hazardous household waste event in the amount not to exceed $500. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay, close public comment. Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Commissioner Collier has moved and Commissioner Dockery has seconded. Any further discussions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes.
I just want to thank LCRA for their financial participation in our event.
Yeah. Just as a side note, this $500, and then when we were taking the people that were coming to the household event, they were contributing. So every year, people really believe in this project and contribute their own cash because I think some people know how much it would actually cost to get rid of some of their junk, and the other ones are just glad that we're collecting this stuff off the water and off the land. So it's a really good program, and we're glad to have partners for this. I call agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to allow the District Attorney's Office to hire an experienced law enforcement officer for the District Attorney's Office at Step 6 in the salary amount not to exceed $82,180.80. Is there any public comment on this item? Okay. All right. I close public comment. Do you want to lay it out, or you want me to? So it's up to you. You're here, so go ahead.
Good morning, Judge, members of the court, Perry Thomas, your district attorney. I rise to clarify an issue about being able to hire an experienced investigator. I'm budgeted at a Step 6, which is the number that's in your agenda, $82,180.80. That's where I'm budgeted at. There's some confusion about whether I am authorized to hire a person at that level. There's some confusion thinking that I can only hire at a Step 3. Based on the previous discussions I had with the court last year and some other discussions, it was my understanding that if a person had the appropriate experience, they were comparable in experience to other employees in my office, that I could hire at the level I was budgeted at. In this case, it would be a Step 6. And so there was some confusion thinking I'm limited at Step 3, and that's why I asked this to be placed on the agenda, just to clarify if I have the authority to hire at a Step 6 where I'm budgeted, if there's a law enforcement officer that is qualified to meet that standard. So that's why I've risen and asked for clarification from the court.
Okay. So on the agenda today, Mr. Perry, Thomas, sorry. What we have is the authorization to authorize you to hire at the Step 6. So that I'm going to have to limit it to that discussion. But as you and I spoke on the phone the other day, I do believe as a state official, you have you and the district judges have a little bit different authority under our personnel. And I think I need to bring up an agenda at a near meeting in December to address the deeper issue of state officials being located within county policy. So if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and take this action up today. You can get the person hired, and then we'll deal with the state official issue. Because as some people may not be aware, you are a state district attorney located within 4 counties, not just our county. So we want to clarify that in the future. But thank you for presenting this today, and I'll make sure it gets back on the agenda in appropriate format for policy modification. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll move for approval of allowing him to hire at a Step 6 for a new hire if the experience is there.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Byerly, seconded by Commissioner Luther to go ahead and authorize the current salary hiring at the salary authorized at a step 6. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Thank you. I call agenda item number 12, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to instruct the Burnett County Auditor to issue a request for qualifications in accordance with the Local Government Code 2251003 for professional engineering services related to the coordination of transportation planning efforts and the development of transportation infrastructure capital improvement plan and program CIPP. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay. All right, close public comment. Commissioners?
Move for approval.
Okay. All right.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Dockery, seconded by Commissioner Byerly. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 13, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding approval to transfer the following Burnett County Sheriff's Office assets to auction. Unit 90, and I'm not going to go ahead and they're here on the agenda properly posted, and so I'm not going to read them all. And these were ones that were supposed to be taken care of back in before the flood, and we just just never got around to it, so now we're catching up. So, but they've been out of service. I think one of them I noticed had a less than miles required, but the transmission is in the back seat, as I understand. So, so I think it'd be pointless to follow our policy under the current guidelines with the transmission in the back seat. I'm sure it doesn't work very well. Okay, do I hear any public comment? Okay.
I'll move for approval.
Commissioner Byerly has moved, Commissioner Collier has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 14, discuss, consider, take appropriate action to execute the agreements with the state of Texas acting through the Texas Department of Transportation for advanced funding for voluntary local government contributions to transportation improvement projects with no required match on system, including attachment A in the amount not to exceed $300,000. Is there any public comment on this item? I close public comment. Commissioners, basically this is, they're fixing to do this big stretch of road between here and Bertram to Laney Lane, and so want to make sure that they put in right turn lanes, and we're going to pay them $300,000 to add that into their infrastructure plan, and then that will be state property from that day forward. They'll do all the maintenance and care for it. And we talked about this several months ago in the budget process when we were budgeting these funds, and had decided to set aside some money for this, and we will take every opportunity to add safety to our highways here in Burnett County. So,
Commissioner Byerly, can you identify the 3 locations, please?
I can. This is, like Judge said, budgeted to take advantage of some of these opportunities to enhance the safety of these ongoing TxDOT safety projects. This agreement is going to allow for right-hand turn lanes onto county roads 252 on the Burnett end, 333 and 304. It's going to go into their process, and then, hopefully it doesn't have any snags, and if it goes as we want it to, we'll have that additional safety. And then, as we talked about in the budget process, getting with TxDOT every chance we get to enhance safety throughout the rest of the 29 project, and then even, I know Joe Don's got one coming up. So these are just good use of taxpayer funds to enhance what I think is real enhancement of safety above and beyond. So I move for approval.
I'll second. Commissioner Byerly has moved, and Commissioner Collier has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. 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 All those opposed say no. Motion passes.
The peanut gallery's at voting now, too.
Yeah. All right. Okay, agenda item number 15, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to approve a privacy and confidentiality policy addition to the Burnett County Library Systems policies. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay. Ms. Florence.
Good morning, Florence Reeves, Director of the Herman Brown Free Library. We have been following this policy as part of best practices for some time. This is simply making it officially part of our policy. So if our patrons have questions about the information we collect, how it's used and how it's protected, it can be easily accessible on our websites with the rest of our county policy.
Okay, thank you. All right. Do I have a motion?
I'll move for approval of the addition.
Okay.
Second.
Commissioner Byerly and has moved and seconded by Commissioner Luther. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 16, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to accept a donation from the Ascent Aero Systems for the Sheriff's Department Sheriff's Discretionary Fund in the amount of $1,500. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay, I close public comment. So somebody wants to give you some money? We'll say yes, okay? That was a question to Chief Trevino. Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, Commissioner Collier has moved and Commissioner Byerly has seconded. Any further discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 17, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to accept a donation from the Friends of Spicewood Library for the Ladd and Catherine Honcher Library Foundation grant in the amount of $12,600. Commissioner Byerly, do you have anything to add to that? Or just people want to give us money, and we're very grateful, and we'll use it accordingly and consistent with their requirements.
I move for approval.
Okay, Commissioner Dockery
I'll
has
second.
moved. Commissioner Byerly has seconded. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Call agenda item number 18, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding approval of the Burnett County Treasurer's Monthly Report, October 2025.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Carrie Crownover, Burnett County Treasurer. For October 2025, this is a cash on hand report. We had a beginning cash and investments balance of $69,321,258.86. We receipted $2,878,312.57. Interest earnings for October 2025, $243,317.13. We dispersed $6,577,876.56, leaving us with the month ending cash and investments balance of $65,841,824.05. We did receive donations to vet rides for $2,740. Any questions?
That's great. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay, seeing no public comment, I close public comment. Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve.
Commissioner Collier has moved. Second?
Second.
Commissioner Luther has seconded. All right, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 19, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding budget line item transfers. One for the sheriff's office and then one for the auditor's office. Any further? Any public comment on the line item transfers? Interdepartmental line item transfers, excuse me. Okay, close public comment.
Move for approval.
Okay, Commissioner Dockery has moved.
Second.
Commissioner Luther second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 20, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action for the authorization of payments of claims previously approved by the county auditor. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? I close public comment. Do I hear a motion?
I'll move for approval.
Okay.
I'll second.
Commissioner Byerly has moved, Commissioner Collier seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 21, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding contracts, agreements, and grants to be approved and/or ratified, approve and sign, execute all necessary documents for the interlocal cooperation contract, and adopt an order with the City of Burnett to accept on behalf of the Herman Brown Free Library utility credits in the amount not to exceed $13,175 and a contribution in the amount not to exceed $7,500. Approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions and enter into a contract with Johnson Controls for an annual inspection of fire alarms and sprinkler systems in Burnett County buildings in an amount not to exceed $4,191.37. Approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions to enter into an interlocal cooperation agreement and adopt an order with the City of Meadow Lakes to assist the city with an application of hot mix asphalt near the golf cart storage area of the city in an amount not to exceed $15,000. And D, approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions to enter into an interlocal cooperation agreement and adopt an order for FY26 with Burnett County ESD 8 to assist with a hot mix overlay on the helipad of ESD 8 Fire Station in Briggs in an amount not to exceed $15,000. Is there any public comment on these items? Okay, close public comment. Do I hear a motion to accept these?
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Byerly has moved, and Commissioner Luther has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 22, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action through roll call vote to approve and sign and execute all necessary documents and actions to enter into a lease agreement with East Texas MAC Buyback Program for Road and Bridge Precinct 3 additional 2026 MAC GR64F dump truck that was approved in Commissioners Court on November 13th, 2025. And I guess we didn't do a roll call vote is what the problem with this is. What happened. Okay. Any public comment on this agenda item? Okay. All right. Close public comment.
Move to approve.
Okay. Commissioner
Second.
Collier has moved and Commissioner Byerly has seconded. And so now we're going to do a roll call. Commissioner Luther.
Aye.
Commissioner Byerly.
Aye.
Commissioner Collier.
Aye.
Commissioner Dockery.
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 22, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to execute the contract with AAR, Inc. For removal of disposal of asbestos and lead abatement at 127 East Jackson that was approved under bid number 26-4090-01 in Commissioners Court on November 13th, 2025.
Just for clarity, Judge, it's agenda item 23. You said
I'm sorry.
22.
You said 22. Sorry. I call agenda item number 23. Apologize. I'm dyslexic now. Okay, so everything else I think stands. So I don't understand if we awarded this contract, auditor's not here to explain why we're doing it again. Are we not execute? Did we not? You know why we're doing this again? Okay, so this is, I guess, to actually execute the contract. They were the low bid? Uh-huh.
But this is to execute the contract itself.
Okay.
We accepted their low bid, but we didn't
Execute the
execute the
contract.
contract.
Okay.
So I move for approval.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Dockery and seconded by Collier to accept, to execute the contract now. We'll see if we can do that in one swoop next time. Any public comment on this issue? Okay, close public comment. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say same sign. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 24, acknowledgement of receipt, PEC notice of utility connections for 11/10/25, PEC notice of utility collections 11/17, Texas Commission on Environmental Quality notice of public hearing and proposed renewal of amendment of general permit, Texas Department of Transportation grant opportunity for rail crossing safety, email of details regarding lighting of the square, email notice of rural ambulance Service Grant Program, HB 3000, and USDA Annual Wildlife Services Report, FY25. Is there any public comment on these items? Okay, close public comment. All right, and we don't need to have a motion on this item. Call agenda item number 25, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the Commissioners Court modifying its regular scheduled meetings. So I believe we'll have meetings on the, is it the 9th and the
18th.
23rd?
We already took action to move it to the 18th, correct?
On which one?
No, we didn't.
I don't, not that I know of. I don't remember that. At this point, we're the 9th and the 23rd, so,
Yeah, okay, keep it on the 23rd. Okay.
okay? All right. Okay.
What was the last day?
23rd.
23rd.
Okay. No motion required there. I call agenda item number 26, calendar review. Have the lighting of the courthouse on this Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday, 29. Thank you. Anything else? There's tons of stuff all over the county. There's just a lot of stuff going on. So, all right. Call agenda item number 27, adjournment.
Move to adjourn?
Okay, Commissioner Luther, Commissioner Collier moved, this is Commissioner Luther seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, we're adjourned.